Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Mathswell YouTube channel, a virtual platform for mathematics. Today, we are going to discuss one of the very important very important topic from the mathematics uh, that is very important for the higher studies for senior secondary as well as the engineering students. So, that is a topic known as the differentiation. The topic name is differentiation. It is also known as derivatives. Okay, either we can say it is a derivative or just a differentiation. So what is a differentiation? We'll just see the introduction. What is the introduction or introductory part of this topic? So first basically we'll define what is derivative or what is the differentiation. So here differentiation is nothing but the process of finding rate of change of one variable with respect to other variable. We denote the derivative of the function by dy by dx, where y is called dependent variable, whereas x is called independent variable, right? In general, our function we have seen in the topic of functions. The function is expressed like this: y equal to f of x. That is, we call it as y is a function of x. So here y is defined in terms of x, means y depends on x, so that we can say y dependent variable, whereas x is independent variable. Understood? So here it is nothing but the differentiation of a function with respect to the variable x is nothing but the rate of change of one term with respect to other, one quantity with respect to another one. So that is nothing but the basic concept is a rate of change is nothing but the differentiation, right? Rate of change of one variable, that is a dependent variable. Here we denote by y, one variable y with respect to WRT is the short form to denote the with respect to the another variable, that is independent variable x with respect to x, and is denoted by dy by dx, right? So this is the basic definition of the differentiation. So student, in this differentiation, this is a very important topic. So we'll start with the introduction part. So before going to see how to find the derivatives of the different functions, the very important concept here we must know is the rules of differentiation. What are the rules of differentiating various functions? Just like the algebras, as we know the addition, subtraction, product and quotient of the various functions, how it will be obtained, let us see. So that is nothing but the rules of differentiations. What are the rules of differentiation? Let us see one by one. The first one is called the addition rule. So for discussing these rules of differentiation, we consider two or three functions. Say u and v are two differentiable functions of x. They are differentiable functions of x. What is a differentiable function? That already we know in the limits limits of the function. In that case, that differentiation can be defined in terms of limit also. So we can say a function is said to be a differentiable function if the limit of the function exists. Okay, so in that case we say it is a differentiable function. So if u and v are the differentiable functions, then we can find, or we can have the rules of differentiation. What are the rules of differentiation? Let us see one by one. The first one is called the addition rule. What do we mean by addition rule? Let us see. Addition rule means what? D by dx of u plus v, that is d by dx, or the derivative of the sum of two functions of x. So here it's very simple. It is just the sum of their derivatives of the functions u and v. that is du by dx plus dv by dx. It is so simple. Addition rule means we can say it as derivative of sum of two functions is equal to sum of their derivatives, that is sum of derivative of u with respect to x and derivative of v with respect to x. That is so simple. The second rule, obviously, it is the subtraction or difference rule. Difference rule. So it is the derivative of difference of two functions of x, two differentiable functions of x. As we have seen the addition rule, the same case is for difference rule. So what it is? In the difference rule, again, it is the derivative of difference of two functions of x. So obviously, it is again the difference of their derivatives, that is du by dx minus dv by dx. It's so simple. So whenever there is a difference of two functions and you are asked to find derivative of such difference of two or more than two functions, these rules can be applicable for more than two functions also. Okay, so d by dx of u minus v is equal to du by dx minus dv by dx, right? This is the second rule. What is the third rule? The third rule is a very important rule. We call it as a product rule. What is product rule? Let us see. In case of product rule, the product rule is defined like this. So it is a product d by dx of product of two functions. D by dx of u into v. What it is? It is defined, or it is rule is like this. The first function u multiplied by derivative of second function v, that is dv by dx, plus second function v kept as it is derivative of the first function, that is du by dx. So u dv by dx plus v dv by dx is the way to find the derivative of product of two functions. It is not simply the product of the derivatives of the functions, but we need follow this rule, that the first function kept as it is, apply differentiation to the second function, plus second function kept as it is, and then apply derivative to the first function. So this is very important rule. You may get confused here to remind the formula, but this is not simple formula. It is not just as in case of addition and subtraction rule, difference rule. It is not like that. Here we must know this rule. It's very simple rule. It's very simple to remind, very easy to remind. The first function into derivative of second plus second function into derivative of second. So easy, right? So in this way you can keep this formula in mind. Now after that we have the formula rule number 4. What is that rule number 4? What is the fourth algebra? It is the quotient. So we can say it is a division rule or quotient rule. We call it as quotient rule or division rule. So obviously it is the derivative of quotient of two functions of x, means it is d by dx of u by v, right? So what is the rule, student? It's very important rule. It is not again not so easy, not directly the differentiation. It is not just the quotient of derivative of two functions, but you need to see this rule. What it is? The second function, that is derivative, the denominator function will be kept as it is. Then it is multiplied by du by dx minus u, the first function, derivative of the second function, that is dv by dx, and is divided wholly by v square. What is v square here? This v square or v must be a non-zero function, right? And in the case if v becomes 0, this whole term will not be defined. The derivative of u by v will not be defined, right? So student, these are the 4 important rules of differentiation of two or more than two functions. Okay, we have one more, the fifth one. It's very easy one. It is just the derivative of scalar multiplication of the function. We call it as the rules of the scalar multiplication. What it is? Let's see. Scalar multiplication. What do you mean by scalar? Scalar is simply a number, a quantity, right? So it is d by dx of some k into u or k into v. Here u is a function of x and k is any scalar, k is any constant term, constant number, right? So in such case, whenever there is a product of, whenever it is a derivative of a product of a constant and a function of x, differentiable function of x, in that case simply just take the constant term outside, scalar term outside, and apply differentiation to the function of x, that is k times du by dx. It's so simple. So the fifth rule is very obvious. The first, second and the fifth rules are very obvious, whereas the rule number 3 and 4, which are the derivatives of the product and the quotient of two functions of x, they need to keep it in your mind. Okay, those two formulae you need to learn. Okay, it's not very easy to learn or keep it in mind. Very simple way to keep this formula in mind. Just keep the order of the functions in mind, order of these derivatives, right side. How it is? First function derivative of second is in case of derivative of uv. First function derivative of second plus second function into derivative of first. It's so simple. Whereas in case of quotient rule, it is a second function. So now we name the functions u as the first function, v as the second function. If you keep this in mind, the way to keep these rules in mind will become easy. The second function here, in this case quotient rule, second function derivative of first minus first function into derivative of second, and whole is divided by the square of second function, that is v square, provided that this v must be a non-zero function, right? So we can try to keep these two formulae in mind, two rules of the differentiation in mind. Remaining rules are very obvious, very easy to keep it in mind, right? So now let's move ahead for the next part of this differentiation. So along with these rules of differentiation, student, we have the very standard derivatives. We call the standard derivatives. What are the standard derivatives? We'll see one by one. We have various types of functions. We have the exponential functions, we have algebraic functions, we have some exponential functions, logarithmic functions, like this. So here we are going to see the rule differentiation of such functions, and we call them as the derivatives of standard functions. Let's see one by one. Derivatives of standard functions, or we call them as standard derivatives also. Okay, what are the standard derivatives? Let's see one by one. The first one, we have the derivative of algebraic function, derivative of x raised to n. All these derivatives can be differentiated or can be proved with the help of the first principle of derivative that you have already studied in the previous standards, that is in I think in 11th standard, right? In 11th standard you have studied the first principle of derivative. In that first principle of derivative we will find the derivative of the function with the help of the limits, right? So using that you can prove all these results. So here we are just listing all the formulae one by one, and how see how to keep those formulae in mind, how to learn them. Let us see. The first standard derivative is derivative of x raised to n. What it is? It is given by n times x raised to n minus 1, right? So here x raised to n is any we can say it may be positive, it may be integer, it may be a rational number or anything. Mostly integer, natural number, rational number, that n can take value. Okay, so derivative of x raised to n, so it is true for all real numbers, right? So if any number is there, just we can use the formula and just put the value of n. That will give us the derivative of the function x raised to n. Okay, second formula is derivative of x only. What is the derivative of x? So derivative of x is equal to 1, right? After that we have derivative of root x. What is the derivative of root x? The derivative of root x is given by 1 upon 2 root x. Is it? The derivative of root x is given by 1 by 2 root x, 1 upon 2 root x, right? So this derivative of all the algebraic functions can be obtained by applying the first formula, that is x raised to n. If you see root of x is nothing but x raised to half, right? So we can use that formula, the first formula, to this one. What will happen? N is 1 by 2 here, right? So applying that formula, it will become 1 by 2 x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1. So how much is 1 by 2 minus 1? It is half x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1 is again minus half, so negative half. So using that law of indices, to make the negative power positive, we take it in denominator. That becomes 1 upon, this 2 remain as it is, and this x raised to minus half becomes x raised to plus half in denominator, and it will become 1 by 2 root x. As we know, x raised to half is nothing but root x, right? So in this way we can have the derivative of root x. So for any algebraic function, either it may be only x raised to n, it may be x raised to 1, or it may be x raised to any negative power. In all these cases, we can apply the first formula, that is derivative of x raised to n, to get the required derivative of the function, right? After that, we can also have the derivative of 1 upon x. What it is? D by dx of 1 by x. What this gives us? Again, can you apply the first formula here, x raised to n? Yes, we can apply. As it is 1 by x, you need to write it in x raised to n form. So how much is x raised to n if the expression is 1 by x? This 1 by x can be written as an x raised to n form by taking it in numerator in reciprocal form. So 1 by x means it is 1 by x raised to 1. If we take it in numerator using that law of index, that x raised to m is 1 upon x raised to minus m, the sign of the power will change. If we take its reciprocal, it will become x raised to minus 1, like that. And you can apply derivative to this function. So since here n will be equal to minus 1, its derivative will be minus 1 x raised to minus 1 minus 1. That becomes minus 1 x raised to minus 2, or we can write it as minus 1 by x square by making the negative power positive. So in this way I can have the derivative of 1 by x as minus 1 upon x square, right? So these are some algebraic function. The first type of the function is known as algebraic function. So this is the first type formula, standard derivatives. Now we'll come to the next type of the function, that we call them as the exponential function, right? What are the exponential functions? Exponential functions are e raised to x and a raised to x. Derivative of e raised to x, an exponential function with base e is a fixed quantity, it is called exponential constant. So derivative of such function e raised to x is very simple, very easy to remind. The derivative of e raised to x is only e raised to x itself, no change at all, right? So it's very easy to keep it in mind. So these are the second type of the formula we are going to see. Then we have second exponential function, which is in the form of a raised to x, where a is any constant here, right? So mostly the positive. So a raised to x, where a is a constant, a is a positive integer, we can say. So in that case, if it is a raised to x, what will be its derivative? Its derivative will be a raised to x into log of a, right? A raised to x into log a. So this is the formula to find the area of an exponential function with base other than e, right? If we have the function like 2 raised to x, 3 raised to x, 5 raised to x, 10 raised to x, so in that case we can apply this formula. And in the case if the function is simply e raised to x, we use the formula number 5. Understood? Yes. So these are the two exponential functions, and we have the formula derivative for such functions. After that, the third type of the function is a logarithmic function. So what are the logarithmic function? Very simple. It is simply the derivative of log x. Log x in the logarithmic function the bases may be in some cases the base is e, and in other cases the base is again other than e. So such type of logarithm where the base is e is called the natural logarithm, right? And in that case, whenever the base is not e, we call it as some other than this natural logarithm. Okay, so in that case we can convert that other bases to the base e or in any base we desire. Okay, so in this case, in the case whenever the log x is there and base is not given, it is always supposed to be the base e only, right? So derivative of such function log x with respect to x is simply like this, 1 upon x, right? And in the case if the log is not in the natural logarithm, so the function will be like this, log x to the base a, where base of this logarithm is other than e. So in that case the logarithm is taken as 1 upon x log a. Again log a means the base will be e here. Okay, so derivative of such function, such a logarithmic function where the base is not equal to it is not a natural logarithm, in that case its derivative is taken as 1 upon x log a, right? So after that, after this exponential function and logarithmic function, we have one more function, that is a constant function. What is that constant function? Simply a constant. If it is d bar dx of k, what is d bar dx of k? D bar dx of k, d bar dx of constant is equal to 0 always, but that k must be an independent function. That k should not be multiplied to any function. As we know the integer multiple of the function, the rule in case of rules of differentiation we have seen that derivative of ku. So in this case this derivative will not become 0, right? In this case here k is constant, but it is in the multiple of the function, it is the integer multiple or scalar multiplication of the function. In this case don't write the derivative of this k as 0 so that this become completely 0. It will not happen like this. The function must be a pure constant function, like suppose 2x plus 5. So in case of 2x plus 5, 2 is a scalar multiplication of x. So in that case the derivative of 2 will not become 0, but derivative of 5, which is an independent of any other variable. So it is independent, this pure constant term. So in that case the derivative of 5 will become 0, right? So this is the case here. Derivative of constant will be equal to 0. Along with this we have some other derivatives. We'll just see derivatives of trigonometric functions. It's very important, students. So what are the trigonometric function? Just note them. Derivative of sin x. We know the trigonometric function. They are sine, cos, tan, sec, cosec and cot. Okay, there are 6 trigonometric functions. We will see derivatives of those functions one by one. So here this was the formula number 9. So now note down formula number 10, derivative of trigonometric function. So here the derivative of sin x. So derivative of sin x is nothing but cos x only. Then derivative of tan x is equal to not tan x, we will go in order. After sine we have the function cos. Okay, so what will be the derivative of cos x? We will see. So derivative of cos x is equal to minus of sin x. Then we have the derivative of tan x now. Derivative of tan x is given by sec square of x. Then we have the derivative of, which is the next trigonometric function, it is cot x. Derivative of cot x is equal to minus of cosec square x. After that we have derivative of cosec x, or we can write the derivative of sec x. Sec x, derivative of sec x will be equal to sec x into tan x. And then finally we have derivative of cot x, not cot x, it is derivative of cosec x. Derivative of cosec x is minus cosec x into cot x, right? So these are the derivatives of trigonometric functions. After that we have one more function that is called inverse trigonometric function. Which are those? Let us see them. The next formula is for derivative of inverse trigonometric function. The first one is derivative of sine inverse x. It is given by 1 upon root 1 minus x square. After that we have derivative of cos inverse x. It is equal to just negative to the derivative of sine inverse x. So it is minus 1 by root 1 minus x square. And thirdly we have derivative of tan inverse x. What is the derivative of tan inverse x? It is equal to 1 upon 1 plus x square, right? And what will be the derivative of cot inverse x? It is again negative to the derivative of tan inverse x. It is minus 1 upon 1 plus x square, whereas derivative of sec inverse x is 1 upon x root x square minus 1, and whereas the last formula derivative of cosec inverse x will be just opposite to the derivative of sec inverse x, which is equal to minus 1 upon x root x square minus 1. So student, these are very important formulae. So this will help you, all the formulae will help you to get out of the difficulty of this topic and difficulty in the all the topics whichever which are depending on this, that is the integrations, applications of derivatives and all. So all those topics will depend on these basic derivatives, the standard derivatives. Using these derivatives of standard functions, we are able to find derivatives of all the composite functions. So that is not part to be discussed here for today. Today we will only discuss derivatives of standard functions. So student, how to remind the standard function? I will just give you a hint how to remind them. So if you see here derivatives of inverse trigonometric function, we can make a pair of the functions to remind the formula. It's very easy to remind. If you see the first pair is the derivative of sine inverse x and cos inverse x. How they are? They are simply the same, just having equal and opposite sign. The first one is 1 upon root 1 minus x square, whereas the derivative of cos inverse x is minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Then we can make a pair of cot inverse and tan inverse. How they are again? Again they are equal but opposite in sign, right? 1 upon 1 plus x square and minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. And the third pair is of derivatives of the sec inverse and cosec inverse x, and again they are equal and opposite. They are 1 upon x root x square minus 1, right? So these are the derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions. So very easy to remind. Now before that we have seen the derivatives of trigonometric functions, how to remind them. Again we have some trick to remind those. If we see, again we can make the pairs of the functions. The first for derivative of sin x cos x, then derivative of tan and cot, and then we make the pair of these two, that is derivative of sec x and cos x. They have some similarities, but they have some similarities in some sense. Like here we have derivative of sin x is cos x, whereas derivative of cos x is minus sin x. They are just interchanging each other. Only the derivative of sin x is positive, whereas cos x is negative. And only the functions are getting interchanged, sin to cos and cos to sin. That's all. After that, the derivative of tan x and cot x, what is similarity between them? The derivatives of both of them they are in quadratic forms. So that similarity you can keep it in mind to remind the formula. The derivative of tan x is x per x, whereas the derivative of cot x is minus cos x per x. Again, if you see the similarity, the first one derivative of tan x is positive, whereas the derivative of cot x is negative again. Just like in the first two functions, first two derivatives, that is cos x and minus sin x. Here also the first one is positive, second one is negative. Again, if you see this next pair, derivative of sec x and cosec x, again we have some similarity. What is that similarity? The derivative is the product of two trigonometric functions. दोनों में भी derivative product of two functions है. That is, derivative of sec x is sec x into tan x, whereas the derivative of cosec x is cosec x into cot x. Again, they are opposite in sign. The derivative of sec x is positive, whereas the derivative of cosec x is negative. So, reminding these similarities and some differences between the formulae, you can keep them in your mind. So, it is not a case to bug up the formulae. Okay, just bugging up the formulae will not work, but you need to keep the similarity and the differences between the similar functions in mind will help you to remind the formulae, because there are lots of formulae in the derivatives, in the trigonometric functions and so on. So you just keep it in mind, the differences and the similarity in the similar type of the functions. So that will work to remind such difficult formulae. And the previous formulae are now very easy. Derivative of constant is 0, that will be kept in mind very easily. Whenever there is a constant, that is a pure constant function, its derivative can be taken as 0. Then we have the derivative of logarithmic functions. Simply, whenever it is only log x with base e or no base is given, base is not given, it is supposed to be a natural logarithm only, right? So derivative of log x will be equal to 1 by x. And in the case if log base is other than e, means you are given the base e other than e, like base 2, that is log x to the base 2, log x to the base 10, log x to the base 9, like that. So in that case, this second formula will be applicable. Otherwise, only the first formula will be applicable, right? Then before that, we have seen the derivatives of exponential functions. They are also very easy to remind. The first one is a very simple. Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x only. And in the case if the base is other than e, that is 2 raised to x, 3 raised to x, 10 raised to x, like that, in that case only we need to multiply it by log of that base, that is log 2, log 3, log 10, like that. Otherwise we can use the first one if the base is e only. Then we have seen the derivatives of algebraic functions. Only the first should be kept in mind, that derivative of x raised to n is n times x raised to n minus 1. Other 4 formulae can be obtained by the same formula only. If you are not getting this formulae, if you are not able to remind this formulae, just apply the same formula to them, right? So these are all the different forms of algebraic functions, right? X or root x or 1 by x and so on. So you just apply derivative of x raised to n to get derivatives of these functions. So hope student, most of you got all the concepts clear. Okay, this is a very important part of the derivatives. Once you know all these rules of differentiation, all the standard derivatives, no one will resist you to solve the examples on this topic. Okay, so with this note, today we will stop here only. The remaining next part of this topic will be the simple examples on the standard derivatives and the rules of differentiation. Okay, see you in the next class with the examples on this topic. Thank you.